Okay, Algebra 2 students, as you came in, hopefully you picked up the Unit 6B packet. You'll see that this is the outline for the unit. As I talked about, we are continuing our study of parabolas and quadratics. We did a bunch of factoring, and now we're going to look at the graph representation. And today, our lesson really is going to look at patterns that we've seen before when we looked at parabolas in semester 1. So you can see this is the outline for the unit. Let's go to today's first lesson, lesson 6.7, parabola patterns. You've already seen some quadratic functions, and they follow particular patterns. Today we'll look at some patterns made by their graphs. So I'm going to have you and a partner or your team work through problems 1, 2, 3, 4. All of these problems are very doable from everything we learned about parabolas from first semester. So I want you to work together, think about the vocabulary, right? Like this first one says axis of symmetry. We've talked about that. X-intercepts. We've talked about that. And then we're just looking for some patterns, some relationships. You'll see there's some function notation, so think back to what did this mean first semester. So right now you're going to work on problems 1 through 4 with a partner or your team, and then you guys can come back and check out the quick notes. So again, you're going to pause the video and try these problems with someone near you. Okay, hopefully you talk through these problems with a partner or someone near you. You can check your work. We're going to move on to the quick notes here. All right, so the key features of quadratic functions. We're going to talk about a graph. Make a sketch of a parabola. So the biggest thing is that parabolas have symmetry. They are symmetric. And again, this middle part is the axis of symmetry, which is why we call it the axis of symmetry. And we talked about this first semester, so that should not be new vocabulary, but this is your axis of symmetry. It's always x equals a number. So, points equidistant. Equidistance from the axis of symmetry have the same y values. or coordinate. Now, equidistant is just a fancy word for equal distance. The axis of symmetry goes through the vertex. Remember, the vertex is h comma k. And then we started looking at it in number 4, but like how do I know a parabola opens up or opens down? So a parabola opens up when your axis of symmetry, or sorry, not your axis, your vertex. Your vertex is the minimum, meaning it's the smallest y value on the graph, or it's the lowest point. Your parabola will open down when your vertex is the maximum. Again, this means that that is the highest point on the graph. And this about covers all of our key features of the graph. Right now, I'd like you to pause the video, make sure you have your notes filled out, and then try the check for understanding. So we're going to work through the check for understanding, and then we'll get a start on our homework. So again, if you haven't written down these notes, please do so. These are all the key features of a quadratic graph. Okay, from here you can check your work for number 1, try number 2. Next, I'd like you guys to try the homework. Again, if you have any questions, just highlight or circle or star them, and we'll discuss them when I return to class. So again, if you need to go back through this video, make sure you need to check any notes, write anything down, please do so. Please talk with your team. We'll check in about this next time I see you. Thank you.